Powerful stories are the ones that rise from the ashes.
But what if you were never burnt?
That's the thought that comes to my mind every single time I would listen to a TED talk. Because someone would battle poverty, some survive trauma, and someone would just rise
From unimaginable difficulties to great successes.
But then there's me, a girl who was born in a house full of love, where parents and family supported every dream I ever whispered. No financial crisis, no abuse, no violence. So, what do I do? How many of you here have seen the Bollywood movie Rockstar? You remember Ranbir Kapoor's character? He wanted to be a great singer. And there's the person who comes to him and says, artist banna hai, to dard chahiye. And while watching that movie, I realized that maybe I can never be a great artist because meri life mein to sab theek hi chal raha hai. I used to think I never had any struggles in my life until one day I was having a talk with my psychotherapist who asked me one simple question. She asked me, what was that one moment in your life where you thought everything ended? Like there's no hope in the world anymore. And without any hesitation, I said, I don't think I have any struggles. I'm very lucky.
I'm very privileged. She smiled, she paused, and then she told me, Hina, it's not like you did not have any failures. You just never labeled them as one. And that's one single line shifted my perspective on my whole life. I realized that it's not like I didn't have failures. I had a lot of them, a proper collection. But I never felt like a failure myself. So let's talk about a few failures that I did. It was my childhood dream to become a doctor from a government medical college. And because of that, I was very studious, always in the topper students, top 2-3 positions, I always had that. So years of preparation, endless prayers, and there came MDCAT, which is your entrance exam to government medical colleges. And when the result came, I failed. It wasn't because I did not prepare enough, but it was because the numbers didn't fall in my favor. I was just 0.7%.
I didn't get into a government medical college. Was I shattered? Yes. But was I depressed? No. And because it was my childhood dream to become a doctor from a government medical college, I tried again next year. 365 days, I sat in my room and I learned and crammed everything that I already knew. Next year, during MDCAT, I took the exam. No brownie points for guessing the result. I failed again. And that is the point I realized that it's okay. And as our other speaker also said, that it's okay that your dreams can change, your plans can change. Fast forward 5 years, I graduated from a private medical college with a bachelor's degree in dental surgery.
So जी doctor बन गई मैं. After that, because life was going on smooth, I realized let's just do something else. I shifted to bureaucracy
from medicine. It was CSS 2017 that I took, and with 3-4 months of preparation, I cleared it. Life was going on smooth. I got married. I'm a mother now. So when everything was again aligned in a very smooth way, अपनी जिंदगी को थोड़ा तंग करने का मेरा अपना भी इरादा बन गया. So I thought, why not give CSS another try? Because this time I had my eyes on another occupational group. And if you guys are a little more accustomed with CSS, you would know that there are 12 different occupational groups. So I thought, let's go for police this time. But this time, CSS was way more difficult because I was no more a student who could sit in the room and study 20 hours a day. I was married, I had a full-time job, and I had a son who was 100% dependent upon me. I was responsible for all these things. But I said, chalo, karke dekhte hain. Few months down the line, I cleared all levels of CSS all over again. MPT, 12 written exams, psychological assessment, medical examination, and the final mighty interview. So that meant I cleared CSS all over again. But when the final allocation results came, I failed again. That is because I could not secure an allocation this time. So all that mehnat, all that hard work down the drain. So why am I saying that I'm very lucky, I'm very privileged? Is that because I did not have any failures? That's not so. Because my life is full of failures and silent redirections.
So what really is my privilege here? My privilege is not having a picture perfect life. In fact, it's the privilege of having an abundant mind. And that is way more powerful.
I have a space, my mind, which lets me fall, but not fall apart. This space
gives me the time and energy to process my failures and to move on with my life.
How many of you guys have seen Sherlock Holmes, the TV show?
All of us, right? There is this term that he uses, mind palace. My mind palace, of course, is not filled with criminal scenes and clues, but mine is filled with calm, logic, and emotional intelligence. I have trained my brain to have this privilege over the years. And without taking a lot of your time, I'm going to tell you 5 tips how you can also train your brain into thinking that you can achieve anything and everything that you put your foot on. Number 1, failure as divine redirection. Please understand that when you fail, it's not because you are not competent enough. It's because at this point in your life, something else is better for you. Number 2,
find gratitude in ordinary moments. Just have a journal every single day.
Write down one thing that you're grateful for. And it doesn't have to be like a huge promotion or a life-changing event. Just the small little things. Like for example, you're here, and there's so many more speakers who were before me, and they told you all the good life lessons. Just write it down that you got the opportunity to learn all these lessons from these people. Third, surround yourself with success stories. Sit on the tables where there are talks of ambitions, discipline, motivation, business, finance, instead of the tables where the discussions are just roaming around who's dating who and who's wearing what. If you don't have such tables or networks, be around books and learn the decades of lessons, resilience, heartbreaks, and failures from those distilled pages. Number 4, it's okay to grow and evolve. Evolution is good. And I'm not talking about Darwin's speed of evolution. I mean that it's okay that your desires, likes, dislikes change over time. For example, when I shifted from medicine to bureaucracy, I got a lot of backlash from people asking, आपने तो सीट ज़ाया कर दी है, आपकी जगह कोई और डॉक्टर बन जाता, आपने अपने अब्बा के इतने लाखों रुपए ज़ाया कर दिए, क्यों ज़ाया किए? I always tell myself that it's okay that your dreams can change. Just because you have spent 25 years on one degree doesn't mean that you have to rot in the same career for next 50 years which you don't feel aligned. You do not owe world consistency. You owe yourself some honesty that is it what I really like or something that I want to do for the rest of my life. And last but not the least, is reduce mental noise, especially the one that is coming from our screens. I understand that it's very easy to scroll down a reel and see someone's picture perfect life and think and start hating your own life for it. And most of the times, it's not because of the next person, it's because the noise they trigger inside you. You don't deserve that. You have the privilege to unfollow. It's a very basic thing, very cliche thing, but I want you to use the unfollow button for anyone and everyone who makes you feel uncomfortable. Someone who makes you feel that your life is not worth living. So just summarizing 5 points, I'm so sorry, I'm a teacher, so I summarize things. Number 1, failure as divine redirection. Number 2, find gratitude. Number 3, surround yourself with success stories. Number 4 is
sorry, I forgot number 4, but 5th one is reduce your mental noise. All of these points are very important that you can train your brain into thinking that you have an abundant, privileged mind. So while there are different aspects of my life, there is motherhood. So what do I do with my privilege? I take my son to office every single day. And that is a privilege, I understand. Not everyone, even the teachers here, they cannot bring their kids to their schools or universities. I understand that privilege. And what I do with that, I extend it. All of my female staff, they're allowed to bring their kids. And yes, it's chaotic sometimes. There are toys on our table, and we are typing emails while answering, where is my car, for the 14th time. I understand. But the point of doing this is that we may not be doing it perfectly, but we are doing it purposefully. I want my son to see his mama in a leadership position. I want other kids to see their mothers as a good part of economic force of Pakistan. They are working their days and nights. So when the newer generation comes, I want them, and we all need them to understand that this is the new normal for our generation. So we don't have to push them to understand that women are cerebrally same, equal as men.
Another aspect of my life is social media. You might have seen me over there. One thing that I nurtured at home is something that I also empower. I try to empower on social media. People who know me, they know that I'm obsessed with Pakistani dramas, and I mostly talk about them as well. So one day I was watching this one Pakistani drama, it's called Jaffa, and the main protagonist, the girl who I could very much relate to,
was a doctor, emancipated woman, played by Mabra Hussain. And she got beaten, first emotionally and then physically beaten by her husband. And this scene did something to me. I made a video about it and mentioning how much prevalent it is for women to be physically assaulted by their own husbands. And what happened next actually humbled me. My inbox became a confession box. Women from all walks of life, they would share their stories of me. And the gruesome stories of being ripped, silenced, manipulated, violated, beaten. Not by the villains of their stories, but by their husbands and loved ones. And that is something that which triggered me so much, that just because I live in a privilege, I live in a safe space,
that doesn't mean that I cannot talk or that disqualifies me from the conversation. In fact, when you live in a safe space, you don't build walls, you build bridges. And that is what I'm doing with my privilege. So either it is trying to empower women through social media, or even teaching CSS students through my social media, or trying to make it easier for women to come into service
to economic force of Pakistan. All of these have been quiet attempts to give what has been given to me, the privilege. And no, I did not come here with dramatic stories of struggle. I came here with failures. Failures who I did not romanticize, I just reframed them.
Dreams which did not come true, which did not come true.
But they taught me to dream differently. And I want you to go with this thought that sometimes, yes, plans change, but that's when you know that you walk, that's when you don't walk away. That's when
you walk forward. And I hope you understand that and implement it in your life. Thank you so much.